Hey guys, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up with you guys? Wagwan. I'm about to do some cassava dumpling. So I have my cassava over here. As you can see, this is a big boy. I have to cut this in two. I don't wash them as yet. I'm about to do that. Because you have to wash your cassava first, right? And remember, we don't peel cassava like how we peel food. Yeah, it's a different way to deal with it, guys. And I'm going to walk you right through that step. Yeah, man, so add that with the pan. Cassava dumpling journey. Stay with me, guys. Yes, my peeps, as I tell you, you don't peel cassava. You mark it from the top to the bottom in a spiral way. So this is the traditional way, Yeah, man, this is what we grew up and see our parents doing. But people I do a lot of different things now. But this is the traditional way. So after marking it, guys, you find where you start mark it from, and that's where you're going to peel it off now. That type of peel. See that type of peel there? Don't worry if it break off, you just find it again and you continue. This is the traditional way that you do cassava, guys. Yeah? So guys, there's another way that you can do your cassava. You can peg it like this. This is another way that you can do the cassava. Peg the cassava. Right? You just take the knife and you do like that. That's called pegging the cassava. Yeah? If you notice, I'm not peeling it, guys. I'm pegging it. So my cassava has finished and I washed it. So I'm going to go ahead now and grate it. In the process of grating now, and then I'm gonna knead up my flour. But here's a little vital information, guys. You're not to use too much counter flour because you don't want the flour to override the cassava. So if you are using 1 cup of flour, you use 1 cup of cassava. All right, you don't want to use too much flour. You don't want that to override the cassava. Yes, so I'm about to grate this now, guys, so stay with me. My cassava is finished grater, and I have a lot of cassava here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put some to dry, and I'm going to use some now. Yeah, because I feel for some cassava dumpling, like right now. So I'm going to put some of this to dry, and when it dry, I'm going to store it, because you can keep it for up to 6 months. Just make sure that it dry properly. So I'm going to go ahead now and add my flour to the amount that I want. A lot of cassava, just greater, fresh cassava. But listen, guys, if you don't have the fresh cassava, you can go ahead and buy your flour. You can get your cassava flour. So you can go ahead and buy that if you don't have the fresh cassava. All right. So I am using 1 cup of cassava. So I'm gonna use 1 cup of flour. As I say, you don't want the flour to override the cassava. So you don't use too much flour, else you're not going to get that gummy taste. That nice gummy taste when you eat bami. So I'm using a cup of flour here. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead now and I'm gonna mix that. My hand is already washed. You know your hand have to always clean from it in the kitchen. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix that out. And this is the remainder of that to dry. The rest of that cassava to dry. So what I'm going to do, guys, I can't tell you the amount of water to use, because remember that the bami, it is moist, right? So you can go ahead and you knead that up first before you proceed to add your water. You can knead that up of water that you need to add. So you don't go ahead and pour the water in it. You don't mix it like how you mix normal. Yeah, you mix it like you mix normal flour. But I mean, if it was mixing normal flour, I would have thrown water in a normal flour already. Yeah? So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna tip some water now. Yeah? And the purpose of the flour is to basically bind the cassava together. That's the purpose of the flour. I'm gonna tip a little more water. You can also use some baking powder too, guys. You can put some baking powder in it. I know you don't see I use any salt. I'm not gonna put any salt in it. But you can go ahead and put your salt in it. I'm gonna list everything in the description box for you. Right, you see, it's getting harder now. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah. My dough is getting harder. So that's the aim. That's how we want it to look, and that's where we want to get it. So the flour bind the cassava together. So when you're cooking this now, guys, you give this 5 minutes. Or there is another option that you can wait until you see them start to flow on top of the water. Then you know that it is cooked. Right? But make sure you bring your water to a boil. You have to let the water hot. You have to bring the water to a boil before you put them in the pot. You don't want to just go ahead and set on your pot and the water hot and you put them in. No. Bring the water to a boil. Yeah? So this is our cassava dumpling journey. Yeah? That's the dough right there. So guys, there's our cassava dumpling. As I say, you boil it for 5 minutes. Or there's another indication that you can know that it is finished. It's when it floats to the top. And the dumpling float to the top of the pot. As you can see right here. You see that? My dumpling float to the top. You can use some butter in your flour. Or you can use some cornmeal. But I don't use anything because I want the traditional taste of the cassava dumpling. So, I don't go ahead and add anything to my pot. Alright? But you can go ahead and do that if you wish. Our cassava dumpling is finished. And this is what it looked like. We're going to have that with some saltfish. Wow, that's steam. So that's the saltfish over there. We're gonna have our cassava dumpling with that saltfish there. Guys, go ahead and like my videos, share my videos. Don't forget to share the videos, guys. Share up the videos. Please to share the videos. Subscribe, click the notification bell, because guess what, guys, you don't want to miss nothing that is going on down a yard here in a Polly's little kitchen. So this is our cassava journey, cassava dumpling journey. So it has ended right here. So this is our cassava dumpling, guys. I'm gonna dive into some of this right now. So as I say, you can put some cornmeal or butter. You know, you can spice up your cassava if you choose. I want the natural traditional taste of the cassava. So I don't put nothing in my own. Not even salt. Just kidding, guys. The salt won't change anything, but you know how the hypertensive thing goes. I just eliminate the salt from it. But yeah, man, this is it, guys. Our cassava dumpling.